Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake ELLENBOGEN. Today, we're going to be continuing on the series, and we're going to start ramping these up. So you might get 2 or 3 a day because I want to get through all of them. We're going to be talking about Warren McClendon Jr., who, if you haven't really been following me too long, then you're not aware, but I was a huge fan of his coming out of Georgia, and the Rams drafted him in 2023. He was actually in my Rams mock draft. I felt like he made a lot of sense, played in some huge games at Georgia. So really excited to get into it. Before we do, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan. Just want to let you guys know as well, if you haven't already, you can also check out the link in the description. I have plenty of sponsorship links below. Obviously, this one right here, you've seen many times, me wear this shirt or a shirt very similar. This is Into the AM. People always ask me where can I get that? It's going to be in the link, below in the description, as well as if you're looking for any THC gummies or CBD gummies. That is also in the description for VIA. So highly recommend you can use my promo code, get 15% off that purchase there. JKBogan is the code. Let's dive into it, though, because Warren McClendon Jr., I'll tell you right now, he is exciting long-term. But, of course, this series isn't really long-term. It's about what he brings to the table in 2024. I will say this, since we don't get a chance to talk about Warren McClendon Jr. very often, he appeared in 2 games last year, 32 snaps in total. He gave up a sack, 2 pressures, both of which came in the Eagles game at right tackle. He, filled in for Havenstein for 6 plays, and he struggled. But what I saw in Week 18, especially on tape, is a guy who had really started to mature, a guy who had really started to develop. And I know it's a small sample size, 32 snaps. He had 26 of them in the 49er Week 18 game, but he didn't give up a pressure in that game, okay? That's a big deal for me. 176th overall, drafted in the 5th round out of Georgia by the Rams 2023. He's 23 years old right now. He'll be 24, I believe, next April. McClendon's potential is high. I'm just going to say that right now. He was one of my sleeper tackles in the 2023 draft, one of my top 10 tackles for sure, and I didn't actually go back and look at my 100% ironclad rankings, but I think he was approaching top 5. I was a big fan of his. He had 1,885 snaps in college, 892 pass protection snaps. McClendon only gave up 2 sacks and 22 pressures in total for his career. That was 3 years as a starter, and he didn't give up a sack at all in 2022, which was his last year as a senior for Georgia. He honestly hadn't given up a sack since 2020. So, the thought process for McClendon is he's got potential starting upside there at right tackle. He's filled in for Havenstein. He played left tackle and right tackle in preseason for what it's worth. I think in the meantime, though, he's a very important piece to the offensive line as depth, okay? This is somebody that, played only the tackle spots in preseason, but I think he's also someone that has versatility to play guard as well. And the Rams, knowing that they cross-train everybody, I would expect him to be able to play 4 out of the 5 positions as well. I think McClendon looked much better in the regular season than the preseason. And it is a reminder. I understand things can be tough, and you watch the preseason and you see how bad it is. I know Logan Bruss kind of got clumped into that as well. But I'll always say this, okay? Preseason doesn't tell the full story. When you're talking about offensive linemen, it is wicked hard to evaluate based on preseason because it's a collective unit. Okay, we talk about it all the time. You can't have it both ways. You can't say on one hand, well, I'm not going to, criticize him because, it's a collective unit and, they haven't gelled yet and it could, it doesn't work that way. Okay, the offensive line is essentially a chain. I've always used this analogy. I'm going to use it now. The offensive line is a chain. So if you have, say, an all-pro offensive lineman, that chain link is made out of adamantium or titanium or vibranium. I don't care. The point is, it's strong as hell. So you feel good about that. But then what happens to when you go from left to right? What happens to left guard? He's good. Okay, so that's made out of, bronze or something. And then center, you're like, well, he's kind of a liability. And I'm not saying the Rams center is. No. I'm just saying in general. This is an example. The center is a liability. It's a slightly broken chain. Right guard is terrible. That's a paper chain, okay? Might as well be made out of macaroni. What is my point here? You can't link all of these chains together without them breaking, okay? And that is the reality of it. You need 5 chains that can work in unison. So in the regular season, yes, continuity matters a ton. And yes, it's okay to give guys passes until they gel. I get that. In preseason, though, you can't also hold them accountable on another level if you're giving guys passes in the regular season. The reason I say that is because, let's be honest here, Warren McClendon played with guys that were never going to make the roster, ever. Okay? So that's why I always take that stuff with a grain of salt. He's coming in, he's playing right tackle, he's playing left tackle. The guy he's playing next to at left guard or right guard are going to be on the practice squad all year and won't even make the roster. Okay? So that's my point. And looking at him from just his standpoint, because you do get clumped in when you're with a bad player, okay? I think there's a lot to like out of him. So I'm excited. I think the physical toughness is there. I think the mental toughness is there. I think the experience at Georgia, playing at the best program in college football right now, was huge for his maturation and overall development. And I think also, I mean, keep in mind, it's not just who they played against in those games. Think about going to practice every day, right? And you're going up against guys like Nolan Smith, okay? Because that is what it's like playing at Georgia. Because guess what? Your practices are, you have to face these guys, right? So Georgia has pass rushers like that where he had to be on his A game. And if he didn't do well in practice, he's likely not going to hold on to that starting job. So there's a lot of, iron sharpens iron here. And I think it's really going to help McClendon Jr. for sure. I think, again, he's a long-term asset, but I think this year he's very important because we talked about Noteboom the last video. I'll tell you right now, Noteboom, McClendon, Limmer, Leviston. We'll see about Logan Bruss. It depends on the numbers game if they want to keep 9 or 10 or maybe even 11 guys on the offensive line. The reality is, though, they should feel very good about this depth. McClendon Jr. is somebody that I really like. He's somebody that I think can play right away if need be. If Havenstein were, God forbid, to go down, I think McClendon could hold his own at right tackle. He's still a work in progress, but the maturation is there. He is getting better, and people should be excited for him. So it's a reminder that just because he's a 5th rounder doesn't mean that he just goes right in the trash and he'll be cut in 2 years. No, he could very well end up being the right tackle for the Rams. We'll see what ends up happening. I like the athleticism. I like the toughness, like I said. We'll see. But that's all for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know where you guys think Warren McClendon is in your book. Do you think he's going to be a key contributor down the road? Do you think he helps this year? Let me know in the comment section below, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.